Hi YouTube friends! I am hoping today is going to be a super fun video for you with an 80s look at the end of it that I don't find too disturbing. So I'm doing this with a group of other girls and their channels will be in the description box and you should check out everybody's because I'm sure there's going to be like a good variety going on for this 80s look. I am also going to scatter in, I think, pictures of myself from the 80s just because I think that would be fun. And because I also think that it's interesting when I think about 80s looks, it's not at all what I really did in the 80s at all. Because when I see 80s looks, I'll put like some clips of, you know, some makeup or styles that is what I think of when people think of 80s looks. But yeah, I didn't do that at all. And I think I was more like Angela Lansbury or the girls from 9 to 5. I don't know. You know what I'm saying is that I didn't wear neon makeup or fun looks like I'm thinking of. And really, because I've been watching some old 80s reruns, they really didn't either. So I'm not even sure exactly how come we now think about 80s makeup as being very neon, because it wasn't. And the only thing I've done is I tried to give myself some 80s eyebrows just because I did feel like they were a little bushier than what I have now, and I wasn't sure how that was going to go. Not sure that I like them, but we're going to leave them for this video too. So honestly, in the 80s, I didn't really wear much makeup at all, but I remember exactly what I did when I first started doing makeup, which was like 1986. And so that's the look that I'm going to recreate today. I am going to use that Time of Year palette from Gourmand Girls because this nice blue and this nice pink seem the closest to the pink and blue that I actually wore at that time. And I wasn't actually allowed to wear it. But after mom and dad went to work, I still had to be at home for, I don't know, an hour or so. So I would do my makeup after they left. And I did get in trouble because my brother told on me. But I also would have applied it with one of those little sponge applicators, but I don't have any of those. I can't believe that there are none of those that I have. So I am going to use a brush, but just know I should be using a sponge applicator. And I did basically, I think, do they call them a halo eye? I certainly didn't know what it was, but I did blue in the front and the back, and I dotted it with a little pink in the middle, and we called that happiness. Yeah. So do you guys remember what you first did for makeup? What colors you used? Were you taken to a makeup counter and taught how to apply it, or did you just play around? Did your mom know you were playing in makeup? Were you allowed to do it? Or did you have to sneak and do it like I did? And I certainly didn't I have no idea, you know, if I just looked at other girls at school, I definitely didn't, you know, watch any videos. I probably had a magazine. What was that? Is it YM? There was like a couple of magazines that I did pick up. I feel like, yes, YM I think was definitely the name of it, like Young and Modern or something. And I think there was a magazine called Sassy. For a while, I could go to the like grocery store, Walmart type stores and stand in the magazine aisle and read magazines while my parents shopped for like an hour and be fine with it. Always had to pretend like I was going to be buying the magazines, but then rarely did. Nobody ever said anything. I'm not even sure that I realized that that was like a bad thing to be doing. You know, not buying magazines, just looking through them. I'm sure I didn't know what blending was or anything, so I doubt I did any of it. But I would have used eyeliner and mascara for sure. Probably even like a crayon type. Although I'm not sure if this tugs too much of my skin, I'm going to switch to a liquid one. And I think I would have probably wore some blue eyeliner also. So and actually, I would have never played in my waterline at all, but I think for this look, I think it's going to look better if I try to put a little something on there. So I might just do like kind of a little neutrally color. Just because I want it to look better than what I actually looked like in 1986 when I was doing this. And mascara. I am right now still using this El Maquillage, but it would have definitely been like, you know, the pink and green CoverGirl. Mm-hmm. I certainly have no idea what brand makeup eyeshadow I would have been using, because it would have just been whatever I was sneaking from my mom. The first makeup that I bought, though, was Maybelline eyeshadow, and it was like 3 colors of browns, and I remember being so pleased with them. Then I probably just would have used like a bubblegum pink kind of lip gloss. And I also know I didn't wear blush for like several years. Mom told me also like just to pinch my cheeks. That was fine. So I think that's all I was allowed to do, although, you know, I wasn't allowed to do the blue eyeshadow either, and I did. So I don't know why I didn't exactly go with blush and did just pinch my cheeks, but there would be that. And then I also it really, 80s hair wasn't exactly 80s hair that I think of too, because I think that was more 90s hair. But maybe it was just that I lived in such a small town, things didn't get to us. But I did wear, you know, a lot of like just headbands or bandanas tied around my hair. For a while I did have like the very triangular shaped hair that was kind of, you know, you go and get a perm. But I mean, for a while in the 80s, because I would have been young enough to not even like get a perm yet, I wore it basically looking exactly like this. And then Mom just pinned my bangs back like this, but that would have been before I was wearing makeup. And then also just the like completely like, you know, cut over your ears kind of almost, I don't know, like a mullet, only it wasn't long in the back. It was just, you know, short everywhere. And I think it's like 1984 was probably the first time that I got to have a perm. And I do remember that at the fair that year, they were doing the little clips, like a joint clip, that I certainly didn't know that, you know, that's what they were ever used for. But also like cowboy hats and things were very popular. So people would have them just kind of clipped to their cowboy hat with like a feather in it. And sometimes you could just wear like that with a feather hanging down in your hair. And that was super cute. But yeah, I'm going to have to give myself some kind of hairdo to, you know, complete this whole look. And maybe I should put on blush that would replicate what I should do. Okay, so this is my look. I have a little headband in, and my hair is fluffy, curled, brushed through, and then hairsprayed. And I was also thinking, because we didn't like, you know, coat our face with foundation and base, but I would have always had like a little compact with a little powder puff. Probably again, CoverGirl, maybe Maybelline, to, you know, constantly be like blotting. But somehow I think we still always looked kind of shiny. So that powder was way too powdery. I probably didn't need to do that. Of course, it was also completely white. So, was this fun? Does it bring back good 80s memories for you? I think my eyebrows are probably not roundy enough, but I definitely tried to make them a little fuller and darker. But okay, I guess that's the end. I do want to put in, I know, one other picture that was from an 80s party that I went to about 10 years ago. That the skirt I was wearing was mine from the 80s, and the shirt I'm wearing was one of my mom's from the 80s. So I felt like that was a pretty good look. That's the end. Thank you for joining me, and please do go and check out everybody else's channel for their 80s look. I'm sure they'll be fun, and I'll see you in another video. Thanks. Bye.